Well, here now with more is the author of the new book, Only the Strong, which is a great cover right there, Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. Senator Cotton, great to be with you again. What's interesting is that you get these whistleblower reports. We see this in some of the messaging of generals and others who are, faces for television and commentary. And we wonder if, in fact, we're preparing everyone to know what to do with pronouns, but when it comes to dealing with the Chinese Communist Party or Iran or Russia, that they really won't know what to do. Can you fill us in here?
Yeah, Tammy, it's a real problem. It doesn't just distract from the training focus that our young men and women in uniform need. It sows divisions among them as well. I wore that uniform years ago, and I can tell you the colors that mattered to me and my soldiers, my superiors, my subordinates, was not white, it wasn't black, it wasn't brown, it was the red, white, and blue that we all wore on our shoulder and that we had all taken an oath to defend, and we were battle buddies irrespective of our race. It has also contributed to a severe recruiting and retention crisis in our military as well. Basically every service missed its targets for the fiscal year that just ended, and I'm afraid that's going to get worse because the kinds of young men and women who are attracted to military service join because they want to serve that flag. They want to learn how to defend America and kill the bad guys. They don't want to waste their time learning how to use the right pronouns. So it's a real problem in our military. We're going to be able to address it more than we have over the last 2 years with the new Republican House, but what we really will need in 2 years is a strong Republican president and new Secretary of Defense who will make sure that our military remains laser focused on training our young men and women in uniform to fight and win our nation's wars.
I think people realize now, with everything we've experienced in the country, that this isn't about all roads leading to Rome and that we just have different styles about how we get to Rome. That this really is about whether we have a future or not. Since Afghanistan, Russia was emboldened to go into Ukraine because there was some sense that was going to be fine. Iran is making noise at Saudi Arabia. They're calling Biden names. North Korea is sending, dozens of missiles that could mistakenly hit Tokyo if one goes errant. And of course, China, the Chinese Communist Party. This becomes an existential threat. If one of those actors moves, the commander-in-chief doesn't know what to do, and our military in general not being ready. I can't recall, with the exception of during Jimmy Carter's time, an era when this was the case.
Yeah, Tammy, it's very worrisome. The military is a unique institution, really, in our country. It's not a college campus. It's not a Fortune 100 company. If those institutions get infested with liberal political correctness and social engineering, well, so maybe the president's office gets occupied by a bunch of student radicals, or maybe a stock price takes a hit. But for our military, people die, and our national security is imperiled. And you're right, as I explained in Only the Strong, that our military has faced consistent budget cuts under every Democratic president since Jimmy Carter. It's only gotten worse under President Obama and Joe Biden, which is really Barack Obama's third term.
Right.
And it's not just the budget. It is this focus on left-wing social priorities,
right,
as opposed to training our young men and women to fight and win our nation's wars.
And you have a sense that there's things we can do, obviously with the new House and perhaps even in the Senate, to shift this, because we don't want to be caught when there's the emergency and we're just not ready.
Yeah, I do, Tammy. We've tried to tackle some of these issues over the last 2 years. It hasn't been easy with Democrats in control of Congress, but with Republicans now in control of the House, I can work with great Republican members over there like Jim Banks or Mike Gallagher, veterans themselves, to advance some of these priorities. We can kind of get some forward momentum, and then with a new Republican president and Secretary of Defense, I'm very confident we can turn around quickly because, again, the military is unique. It does have a chain of command that can move very quickly with strong leadership.
Thank God. It has strong leadership in you. Only the Strong. Great time for Christmas and maybe even some presents in between. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I appreciate it. Senator Cotton.